Welcome to Eager Little Beavers.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to our channel, Raising Them Right. I'm your host, Almas, and today we're discussing a topic that has affected many families around the world: the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic on children with intellectual disabilities and the coping strategies used by parents during these challenging times. Now, I know it's been quite a while since we talked about COVID-19, but we haven't actually discussed how it has impacted our lives in the long run, and especially with those children who do have learning disabilities or have challenging behaviours. This is a deeply personal and crucial conversation, especially for parents and caregivers navigating this unique journey. Let's delve into how the pandemic has affected children with intellectual disabilities and explore strategies that have helped families cope. The COVID-19 pandemic brought about unprecedented challenges for everyone. But for families of children with intellectual disabilities, these challenges were often amplified. Sudden changes like disruptions in routine, limited access to resources or support services, and the transition to remote learning created an environment of uncertainty and stress. Children with intellectual disabilities often rely on constant routines and specialized support to thrive. With schools, therapy centers, and social programs closing or shifting to virtual formats, many parents found themselves struggling to fill the gap. Have you experienced this in your household? And how did these sudden changes affect you, your child's behavior, and their well-being as well? Share your experiences in the comments below. So how did these changes affect children with intellectual disabilities? Research has shown that many children experienced an increase in challenging behaviors during the pandemic, which is evident, and it's going to happen regardless. This includes heightened anxiety, increased irritability, sleep disturbances, and difficulty adjusting to new routines. For children with intellectual disabilities, the world can already be a confusing place, and with the pandemic happening, it added an extra sense of complexity. Suddenly, familiar routines were disrupted and they were expected to adapt to new ways of learning and interacting, all while navigating the heightened stress around them. It's no wonder that many of these children exhibited increased emotional and behavioral difficulties. Did you notice any changes in your child during the pandemic? And maybe they struggled with the transition to online learning. It's a tough time, and it's okay to acknowledge the challenges both you and your child have faced. Now let's talk about the unsung heroes of this pandemic, the parents and the caregivers. Many of you have been on the front lines, adapting and finding ways to cope with these challenges. The strategies that parents used during this time have been crucial in helping children with intellectual disabilities navigate the pandemic. Here are some of the key coping strategies that have been found to be effective. Number one, maintain a routine. Now, I always talk about routine and how children thrive on routine, but especially for children with disabilities, it is essential for them to create a home environment that allows them to have stability. Number two, utilizing online resources. There is a plethora of resources online, support groups or physical therapies. Parents turn to virtual resources. Online therapy sessions, educational apps, and virtual support groups have become lifelines for these families. Use them. Number three, focusing on well-being. Parents also emphasize the importance of emotional support. This meant creating a stable and emotionally available space at home. Number four, seeking social support. The pandemic has been isolating, but many parents have found solace in connecting with other parents with children who had learning disabilities. What coping strategies did you find helpful during the pandemic? Whether it was establishing a new routine, finding virtual support, or just taking one thing at a time, your strategies could help others in our community. So please comment below. Let's take a moment and talk about self-care. Now, I am a big advocate of self-care, and I'm always talking about it. It's easy to put all your focus on your child, but your well-being is just as important. Parenting during a pandemic is exhausting, especially when you're caring for a child with intellectual disabilities. Many parents reported feeling overwhelmed and burned out during this time. Now, self-care isn't just a luxury, it's a necessity. This might mean taking short breaks when possible, seeking support from family and friends. And remember, taking care of yourself is not only beneficial for you, but also for your child in the long run. When you're feeling more balanced, you can better support your child's needs. How do you prioritize self-care? It could involve you going out for a walk, or perhaps doing a hobby, or maybe going out for some exercise. Share your self-care strategies in the comments below. As we gradually move along the pandemic, and we've gone past the pandemic actually, it's important to reflect on the resilience that you and your family have shown. The strategies you've developed during this time can continue to serve you in the future. Building resilience doesn't mean ignoring challenges. It means facing them and finding ways to grow and adapt. One key takeaway from this pandemic experience is the importance of flexibility and being open to new strategies. Now it's your turn. How did you and your family cope during the pandemic? What were the challenges you faced and how did you cope with them? I'd love to know, so please share them below. Your insights could make a huge difference to the many families out there who are going on the same page as you. In summary, the COVID-19 pandemic has been a challenging time for families, especially those with children with intellectual disabilities. But amidst the difficulties have been the moments of growth, resilience, and adaptability. By sharing our experiences and our strategies, we can help many parents out there who are on the same boat as you. Thank you for joining me on this episode of Raising Them Right, and I really hope you enjoyed it. Please share it around for any parents who would feel any resonance to this episode. Together, we can continue to learn, grow, and raise our children with love and understanding. Good luck.
Thank you for watching. Remember to take care of yourself because you're worth it. If you enjoyed our video, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe for more interesting and informative parental support.